I'm going to hit T on the keyboard and I'm going to hit my cap locks. I'm going to set the font size for 45 and I'm going to click inside my document and write in TONY apostrophe S. I'm going to take my text tool, I'm going to select my characters, and then in the upper left hand corner I'm going to put in chaparral, and now I'm just going to center it over the top of my bicycle. Now the font is really up to you, as long as it's something that's a bit modern. Now we need two elements though. We need Tonys and we need bikes, and they're essentially the same font, just different sizes. So before we warp this and put our bevel and emboss on, let's make a copy of it. So I'll Option, hold Shift, and drag down below the bicycle a copy. I'll hit T on the keyboard, click in between the characters, select all, make sure my cap lock is on, and I'll put in bikes. And I'll click on my Move tool. Let's put the bevel and emboss on each of these layers before we proceed. Now I've already got the bevel and the outer glow on my clipboard, so if I right click and choose Paste Layer Styles, I'll get that effect on the text as well. Now again, I don't want the outer glow for the text, so I'll take that off. And now I'll go to Tonys, I'll do the same thing, paste that layer style, and once again I'm going to turn the outer glow off. I want a bit of a hierarchy here, so I want Tony's name to be larger than the word bikes. So let's go down, we'll select the word bikes. I'll hit T. I'll click in between the characters anywhere. I'll hit Command A. And then let's reduce the size of that on our option window at the top to 36 points. And now we're going to go up to the text element that is Tony's. And we will select T on the keyboard. And just to the right of the color picker, on the option window at the top, you will see a T, kind of a rubbery T on the little arc. I'm going to click on that. And in the warp text styles, I'm going to go from none to arc. And I'm going to drop the bend down to 40. And I will click OK. I'll return to click on my Move tool, and I'll just center that above the bicycle. We have one more text element to introduce, sales and repairs. I'm going to choose my text tool once again. And before I introduce another layer with text, I'm going to select a layer in the window, the layers window, that's got a graphic element on it. If I had remained on bikes or Tonys and I tried to change my font, there's a good chance it would change the font of an existing text element that I don't want to change. So by selecting a layer with a graphic element, it allows us to introduce a new text layer without changing the previous ones. Now you also want to be very careful to introduce this new text layer away from the two previous ones. I'm going to set my font for Myriad Pro Bold, and I'm going to check off the point size at 14 points. I'll hit my cap lock, and I'll click in the general area where I want to put the word sales. I'm going to click on my Move tool. I'll put it over on the left-hand side of the bicycle. I'm going to Option, drag with the Move tool and the Shift a copy of that over to the other side. Now I'll hit my text tool once again. I'll select that text and I'll type in repairs. I'll click on the Move tool to set that, and then I'll center that so it is on the other side. I drag a guide and I'll put it directly below the word repairs and sales just to make sure visually it's correct. Now I'm going to put the bevel and emboss on these as well. And once again, I'll take off the outer glow. Be sure to take your cap lock off as well, because what happens in Photoshop is that if you've got your cap lock on, it goes into this thing called the professional mode, and every tool is simply a little crosshair. I'll right click on sales first. I'll choose paste layer style. I'm going to turn off the outer glow. I'm going to go to the word repair, right click, paste layer style once again, and again I'll turn off repair.